Hi everybody. How's it going? I'm I hope everyone had a great Christmas. I hope you guys can hear me okay. But I'm gonna be editing some photos for you guys because it's late and I thought this was fun and I had some good feedback on the first time I did it. And so yeah, I thought this would be fun to do. I got a mix of point and shoot cameras for my digital JPEG point and shoot right here on the left. And then on the right, I've got my SLR pictures that I've done for like fit pics. And so this is actually kind of cool. The digital SLR pictures, DSL ones here with Spencer, which you can see are taken kind of in like some interesting lighting. And so I thought we would kind of explore how I edit these photos. Because I think that we did some of the flash ones the last time, so I feel like this one might be a little bit more fun to do and show you guys how it's done. So I'm just gonna jump right in on it. Again, I'm Ethan M. Wong. If this is the first time you guys have been on here, but yeah, let's jump into this picture of Spencer. So again, oh, let's see if it's gonna load. Yeah, there we go. So again, I have my presets on the side here, which I work with. You can, and I can again, I'll go through them. I just use Outside 2, which is something I've already made. It is a like there's not really a secret to it. It's kind of just once I click it, you'll see here. It's just a little bit of a little bit of brightening. I don't really remember when I made this particular preset. And here, let me turn off my heater so it'll there you go. Maybe that's a little bit quieter for you guys. But yeah, this is Outside 2. You can see it just kind of does a little bit of exposure, a little bit of contrast, brings up the shadows, a little bit lowers the whites, lowers the blacks, a little bit of clarity to it. A little bit of vibrance, which I usually remove. I don't mess up the tone curve at all here. Nothing with the HSL or the color, this individual color saturations. A little bit of noise reduction since it can be kind of fuzzy. And then no post-crop vignetting, and then there's just automatic grain that's set on here. And one thing on this one is that one of the reasons why I mess with exposure and contrast a lot is because whenever I take these photos, one big thing is that like none of these are like shoots, first of all, right? Like these are just me hanging out with my friends, and if there's like a free moment to take some fit pics, which normally there is, we make some time for it, I'll shoot them. And because I want it to be as easy as possible, I do this to be quick. So there's a lot of editing involved, compared to maybe like what a normal person would do. I do mess with like the exposure and contrast. It's a little bit different again if I compare it to the original. See how it's darker here. It's not bad. It's just kind of dark and like kind of flat. But even with this preset that I made Outside 2, which kind of typically works for most things, I feel like it works. I feel like it works. But I'll get more into this in depth. But basically, yeah. So you'll notice that a lot of these originally like are quite dark. Like this one again, because I mean, this is pretty cool, but I feel like I could add in some more extra stuff to it. And then with this one, again, my stuff is really dark because like my friends aren't photographers. Like I am not using my tripod for these photos. I am just, jumping in and having my friend Spencer just take the photo. So that's why there's going to be some extensive stuff on these particular ones. So yeah, hopefully they'll be interesting. So let's start off with Spencer. Jay says, it's cold in LA, so he bought his first pair of sweatpants. Not ashamed. Don't be ashamed. I like sweatpants. I'm not wearing them right now. I should be because of how cold it is. But I think it's okay to not use them. Oh, sorry. It's okay to have some sweatpants because I think that they are practical. And if you have some good ones, you should use it. Aside from looking off to the side here, this is where on my screen, my chat is like right on the side of me. So, but yeah. So let's jump in here. Let's start with this Spencer photo. Really funny. I think he's just, doing a funny face here. So you can see here, it's a little bit bright. So I'm going to go down, close the exposure down just a little bit here. And it's just a little white. You can see here, again, my camera is like not super sharp anymore. I mean, I think it's focusing on like I don't know where it's focusing. Maybe the shoe. Yeah, his shoes are in focus for some reason. Who knows? So I'm going to make this a little bit warmer. And you can already see there, boom, a lot more color than it was compared to originally. You can see that right there. But you can see it's a little bit on the red side on this, right? It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I can maybe bring up the darks a little bit. You can low down. I'm sorry. yeah, bring up the contrast, lower the highlights so it's a little bit less shiny on Mr. Shiny Head here. But it's still a little bit red. You can see all that kind of the pinkish stuff right here. So I'm going to turn down the tint just a little bit. And there we go. That feels more neutral to me, but with some character still involved. You can see that right there. And I'm going to do this fast because it is 12:30 in the morning, and I was maybe, I'm definitely going to have this up as a VOD later, so if you guys want to watch it. But I think this is fun, and I'm going to go through quickly because Spencer's not here. He's not going to ask any questions, so I'm just going to go through it really quick. So boom, right here. Spencer sitting down. I'll just copy and paste this one over there. A little bit bright. I must have done a little bit different. See, let's see up here. I set 2500 at 1/200th. This one was done at 2/50th. So a little bit. That's why that one was a little bit darker. So here it's a little bit too bright. So I'm gonna turn down the exposure here just a little bit right here, and that looks pretty good to me. I'm turn on this one. Maybe turn down the shadow. That's fine. And I'm gonna just crop this a little bit. And again, the cropping. Whoops. Again, the cropping is done post. Just because, I don't know, I shoot the crop later, and especially it's something I don't do when I'm doing film, and then when I'm doing it for digital, I definitely shoot the crop, and yeah, so it's just a little bit something I do, just because again I don't want to have to like position him perfectly. I want to just kind of shoot and keep going because again this is something that we just do for fun. We just do it really quickly. But yeah, here's some standing ones of Spencer that I do. And again, a little bright again. See? It's like, each one's so different. Like, you can't just blanket copy and paste this stuff. And especially my hands are kind of shaky. They're not, you didn't get it straight the first time. So I'm going to do it right here. And then I'm going to turn down the exposure again. There we go. Maybe bring up the shadows as we go down. So that way we maintain that level of visibility that Spencer has. I feel like we could make this a little bit warmer. There we go. And a little bit more green. There we go. I feel like that's pretty cool. And again, compare before and after. Just has a little bit more character to it, I think. What do you guys think? Seems pretty good to me. So let's keep going. This one's the same thing. I think his position isn't different. Maybe his eyes are just slightly wider. So maybe, I'm going to delete it. Let's delete that from the disk. See, now I also play fast and loose with this stuff. I end up just, deleting it right away. Because, I mean, these are just fit pics. It's not like, again, I'm not being paid to do this. This is just for fun. This is just for Instagram. So I just do it like that. So, boom, right here. I think that one's pretty good to go. A little warm, I think. I'll turn this one down. Kind of liked it before. Maybe I'll just do it manually. I'll do 6,500. I think that's pretty good. Maybe I'll bring that back to the previous one. That's pretty good. I'll keep it there. Here's Spencer crossing his hands. I'm going to keep that one. And good. This one, copy paste. Boom. Good to go. No other edits necessary. I brought up the contrast on that just because I felt like it. Ooh, he's tilting slightly different here. So I'm going to put this one here. Again, if anyone has any questions about the editing, and I don't think anyone will because I always stream these alone. It's 12:30 in the morning. No one's going to be around here to do this. I think it'll be fine if I just, go ahead and go quickly on this. But if anyone needs any questions on any editing or anyone wants to see anything different, feel free to let me know. Here's Spencer smiling at nothing, which is pretty funny. I'm just going to paste this guy in there. And then I'm going to tilt it this way because each picture is so different, right? It's like I'm using a tripod on here. I think, sometimes my hands tilt or I change positions, so yeah. Here he's looking at something else. I kind of like this one a little bit better. Again, these are taken super quick. These aren't like there's this, I'm barely giving any directions to Spencer. If this was like a model shoot, I would definitely be shooting it differently. And a little bit more intentionality, probably a different background, to be honest, instead of just like random alleyway behind the store that we like. Ooh, this one's not in focus. This is what happens when my camera lens is so bad. So I might have to delete this one. But this one is pretty great. This one's focused. Let's make it full. There we go. Yeah, that's better. How unfortunate! I thought this one would be good. Like it's too. I'm sure Spencer won't care, but I don't know. We'll return to it later. Here's a little bit of a different background. I'm not sure this one. I think I just asked to move it here just because I want a little bit of an open space as opposed to the something with a bit of a broader background. This one's a little bit bright in this area. And it lost a little bit of extra color, so I'm going to make it a little bit more green again. There we go, right there. Looks a little cold, so I'm going to bring up the temperature. Right there, boom. That's pretty good to me. I apologize, got a little bit of a sniffle. I'm going to copy and paste that on here. He's got this in his pocket. There's not a little bit of lag because I think I'm going crazy. I'm going to close. No, I'm not going to close my browser. Okay, here we go. It's not too bad, but I feel like it's a little bit vibrant. So I'm going to turn off the vibrance. And then we're going to go there. I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of this one. I might delete this one. Great. Sorry, I know I'm lagging a little bit. I think it's just because these are raw files. So, you know, the size of these are pretty big. Ooh, okay, I love this lighting. So this is going to be a fun challenge to do. Not a challenge per se. But okay, here we go. We're already there. We're already kind of at that fun, soft lighting, you know, not super sharp. But I feel like it's a little warm. I could make it a little bit brighter, you know, but then of course you start to get the light colors here. So I'm gonna turn down the highlights, maybe even turn down the contrast. It's not bad actually. I feel like I could go up in the vibrance a little bit. Maybe a little bit more in the tint. Not too green is too green. I'm gonna go negative 28. Still 26. There you go. I think it could bring back the contrast. I think this looks like a cool picture. This looks like a I don't even know what you would call it, but this looks like this is like a menswear picture. You know, this could be like an editorial type of shot. So I'm gonna copy and paste this guy right here. Ooh, this one's good for Spencer. You got his eyes angle, and see here, doing the same edit made it a little bit too bright. So I'm gonna crop it a little bit because there's a little bit too much room on the other side here. But luckily I shoot the crop. Damn, I think this looks really sharp here. It's a little bit bright, so I'm gonna turn down the exposure just a little bit. Boom, there we go. Bring up the contrast. There we go. How's that? Compare that before and after. So making it a little bit more interesting. Again, if I was smarter, I would have shot it in that particular way right away. But of course, we're just shooting this really quickly. This one's great. Love this one. Good thing I took a real quick snap. I'm gonna just crop it a little bit more to be like the other one. I'm gonna copy and paste this one. Let's move over to the other one. I love this hands in pockets. You know, pocket fisting as I call it. This is a really good Spencer outfit. Or Spencer pose, I should say. Crop it a little bit. Could bring it up just a tad. There you go. That's really nice. And then I'm gonna go this one. I love this photo. This is a really great photo. Now you can see just a little bit too bright right here. So I'm gonna turn down the exposure just a little bit. Turn down. There you go. This one looks like a real editorial one. Copy and paste that one. And then his last photo is just this cool watch detail shot. I'm gonna say that, oh yeah, intent already works on it. Really brings in the greenness of that tweed. I'm gonna punch it in just slightly so all we get is this shot right here. Bam! Look at that. Isn't that a great photo? It's great. Now we're gonna see some Ethan. I know I have a lot here because I'm picky. And it's hard because I can't see what Spencer is shooting of me. He just takes the picture and I just keep going. And so let's try it out here. But boom, let's see if my editing. Okay, so my preset or my previous edits aren't too bad with it. Of course, Spencer kind of stood a little bit further than I thought he was, so I'm gonna just crop it a little bit more. Again, a little warm, so I'm gonna turn down the temperature a little bit, and I'm gonna turn the tint a little bit green, and then there you go. How's that for size? Not too bad. You know, this one's kind of tricky because again, I'm wearing a navy jacket with purple corduroy pants, and you can see the color difference right here. It's pretty substantial. I guess I'm not that sharp, but okay. So not too bad here. Good job, Spencer. So yeah, you can see the difference here in the frame. Like the way, I mean, when I punched in for Spencer, it wasn't this bad. But of course, I can't be on both sides of the camera. And so I'm going to have to deal with this crop. But it's okay. Again, these aren't for a paid shoot. This is just for fun, and so I don't matter. I don't really care if the the quality is lost because I'm cropping pretty extensively, but it's fine. See, I think for most purposes, it's pretty good. You know, obviously, This is not a dynamic pose of Spencer. Um, it is a little bit different. Of course, I picked because it's easier. Lots of room for Spencer to go to take this picture of me, and then you know, it's good for me to just crop and edit because, again, I cannot be on both sides of the camera, unfortunately. And as you can see here, I mean, yeah, there's a little bit of vibrance editing here, but the shirt really is as bold as you can see. I'm wearing that same shirt right now because I took this photo today, a couple hours ago. So, yeah. Now, let's do this. I'm also sitting down work because it's Spencer doesn't really make any edits or shoot differently on the fly, and I always try and pick really flat lighting for Spencer to take a photo of me because I know that he's not going to be as dynamic with, with the changes and figuring out what next to do. So it's actually a good thing. It's kind of like a human tripod for me, but again, it's kind of just luck of the draw, right? So I like this edit. I think this is good. Again, you can compare before and after on that. Make it a little bit more. Right? Oh, I don't need to build full size previews. Let's see here. I like my poses are so. Whoops, my poses are so funny because it's just like. I mean, I'm like try hard posing a little bit. Oh yeah, what's over there? Nothing. I'm not talking. I'm talking to Spencer as he's taking the photo, but of course I'm like, I'm trying to be as photogenic, so I'm like looking away and kind of talking. Ooh, this one's a good one. I'm smiling. Let's see if I can use it. Ooh, see? Copied over the changing of the angle here. But there we go. I'm gonna bring this down right here. I'm not gonna do too much with it. There you go. There we go. Isn't that better? Ooh, there's but I'm going to see here Spencer's angle on his when he's taking the photo changes also, so I can't always just copy and paste the same angle change. So this one's pretty good. Yeah, here we go. Again, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to let me know. Now here's the tough part. See, again, I pick as cool of a background as Spencer's, I guess, but of course I guess by the fact that he took it first is great. This is a little bit boring. Not my favorite, but of course, again, Spencer is taking the photo of me as a friend. He's not a photographer, and so I just have to deal with whatever he does. But yeah, this is not bad. It's a little bit. I'm gonna turn down the vibrance again because it's a little too warm up here. But yeah, this isn't bad. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to actually paste this because I think I see a lot of the same angle here for Spencer. So I am going to just do this and develop and then paste my settings. And then we'll go in and see how it's affected. So, okay, so you already have the, I think it's fun. Like, you can compare my framing of a portrait, aka a knees up type of photo, and compare it to how Spencer does it for me. You can see how much I have to edit this, how considerable I have to change the angle on it just to get it to be what I had envisioned in my mind. But of course, Spencer's not a photographer, and these are pretty good for not a photographer, not a professional photographer, I mean. So, not too bad there. I think that's pretty good. I could make it a little bit greener to match the other stuff. Maybe let's go with, there you go. That's pretty cool. Not too bad. Not too big of a change. Just 5 points. There you go. I know this must be like the most like conceited thing because it's like I'm editing my own selfies. But hey, everyone does it, man. Everyone does it. And if you don't, you're a liar. Whoo-hoo, there we go. That's not bad. There we go. I actually like this one a lot. I'm going to copy and paste the settings. There we go. It changed the angle a little bit, so I'm going to move it over. Okay. let's see here. Ooh, I like that one a lot too. Again, look at how different Spencer angles his stuff, man. It's way different. You know, again, he's a little bit he's taller than me. He's like 6 feet tall. So it's just a little bit of a difference compared to how I would take his. So, all right, let's see how these will go. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm gonna delete this. I guess he got it when I was moving. It's not bad, but it's not something I would necessarily use. So I'm gonna delete it. It's a good action shot though. This is a nice lighting one. See, so once I paste the settings, it's good to just kind of pick and choose. And then crop and then see which one's good. I have a lot of these, and see, I can never decide which one I want when I first take the photo. I'm sure the rest of my men's wear compatriots take a lot of fit pics as well. And we just delete afterward. But yeah, not too bad. As you can see, just a little bit of minimal cropping on these ones after I've already added my preset to it. Don't like this one. You can really see my middle part. Really bad there. I'm gonna delete this one. How's chat? The one person watching. I'm not sure if I know who this is or not. I was actually thinking of playing Battlefield on here, but take a while to set up, and I'm not sure if it would be Hello? There we go. I'm back. All right, sick. So, as I was saying, I think that I think you can see here, yeah, pasting it from a previous part just like fucked up. Like it just fucks up the lighting here. You can't edit. You can't just like always do it when it's night picture, because you can just compare before. Oh, here we go. I gotta go back to this before and after. So I'm gonna have to just go to the temperature all the way back. Oh god, it's so bad. It's so green. Okay, so here I kind of offset a lot of the stuff, but it's still a little bit blue. See, and here's the thing: when you have external light, it's or like non-sunlight, it's really sensitive temperature. So even if I just bring it up a little bit, it starts to get really yellow again. I could keep going on this one, to keep it like here. I could take down the vibrance, but see, it's just not going to be the same. It has this like yellow tint to it, which is really annoying. I'm not sure exactly how to fix it. I could just keep going on the tint here, but of course you're losing some skin on Chris. Still looks a little bit, so I'm not entirely sure I'm going to do this one. What you could do is turn down the exposure, so then you do less light, and it looks more natural. It's still a bit yellow, but yeah, I might actually turn down the vibrance. I might still keep going down on the exposure here. These are tar. These are not my favorite to edit. These are not my favorite to edit. It's not that great. Sometimes what I end up doing is I try and go to like a close-up one so I could just see the color better. And see, okay, so okay, when I paste this one, you can see I can just tilt a little bit because my hand's a little bit tilted, and see it's a little bit bright. So I could just bring down the exposure, bring down the contrast, bring it here, do this, lower the vibrance just a little bit because it's kind of weird there. Could I see? Can't bring up the temperature. It starts to get really orange. I could go with the tint a little bit more, but then now the skin tone looks odd. See, this is tough. I mean, it's not bad, right? It's not bad like compared to the original. I mean, it's just a little bit interesting. I could bring out the vibrance, but let's see something. I could make it a little bit more interesting and give Chris, this is my friend Chris, some character with the edits here. So I've got this dramatic inside light one, which I'm not a big fan of. I don't really want to work with that one, but I got faded natural lights, which, fading makes a little bit of a difference. So it's already, by fading, I mean I just have the tone curve turned on the darks a little bit to make the shadows just a little bit more matte. So here it's already too warm, so I'm going to bring down the temperature a little bit here. See, it's not bad there, and the tint's already up, so I could like turn down the tint, and then turn down the clarity, and then maybe turn up the contrast. It's not bad. Like, this is not my favorite. It looks a little visco cam-y, to be honest. But it's better than the previous. It just feels a little bit more intentional as a photograph. I am definitely going to turn off the vignetting so it doesn't look as bad here. I'm going to turn down the temperature just a little bit more. And then what I might do is I might turn down the tone curve just a little bit so it's a little bit darker. And this is already kind of better. I don't know. I kind of like this better. Like it's just a little bit more of an intentional thing. It feels more conducive to like the light in the background. Let's just compare this to, let's try this photo where he's a little bit more intense. Yeah, it's not bad, I could turn back up the vibrance a little bit. It's not, these aren't my favorite. I don't like working and shooting with like natural or not unnatural light. See, it's a little bit warm. I feel like I could just put in a thing here. Let's compare it to the original. Yeah, it's not bad. It's probably better than what I could do. I mean, I could bring up the fade again just a little bit to make it more interesting, but again, not my favorite on this. Sorry, Chris. I'm like shitting on these photos I took of you. Yeah, that one's gonna be orange. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Let me make it full screen for us. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not my favorite. Again, it's not as dramatic as like Spencer's from earlier. See, he's smiling. It's cute. It's not bad at all. I kind of like the lens flare there. I might keep that. You know, not too bad on this one. So maybe I could just copy and paste this over with this one, and let's see where this one goes. See, you can't always just copy and paste it. See how it kind of made it a little bit too yellow? Like, I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm not a big fan of the actual outline of it either, like the background. I don't know why. I mean, again, I just picked this. We just did this right after dinner. It's not supposed to be super interesting. Uh, this is mainly for like documenting fits as opposed to like a proper like photo shoot. But again, like we try our best to make it interesting. I'm just gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste this on the other ones. And like compare that to like, I don't know, these point and shoot ones. I'm gonna put flash point and shoot one on here. Damn, it's a lot. See, this is a different vibe. It's already kind of weird. And then see how it trying to make it look more like film or something compared to the original. I mean, it's a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit more defined when you do it this way on this one. That's a little too much. But yeah, see, I like shooting on this one, you know, compared to the other one because I feel like the flash of the light makes it a little bit more interesting, as opposed to like, you know, using the other external lights, because then you get to play with more of like a white light. Ugh, don't like what it did to his face there. I'm gonna bring up the exposure so it brings up more of the flash again. I'm gonna turn on the brightness here, or turn down the highlight, turn down the clarity on it. You know, this is not too bad. Maybe make it a little more green again. Again, this is just making the original one just feel a little bit more interesting. Yeah, not too bad. Again, I already like this one better than the ones I took on the SLR. It's just a little bit more interesting to do and shoot. Ugh, not this one. See, the flash wasn't as strong, so now it's a little bit orangey. I'm gonna turn this down so it feels a little more normal. And then you've got this picture of Spencer, which I think is really funny. Again, this one feels like a film picture already, you know? And all I gotta do is like turn down the tint a little bit. Boom. Looks like a fucking film picture. I mean, especially with this like random ass dust that's on my lens. Like it's real dust. Like when it doesn't focus, that's what you get right here. But yeah, let's look at these pictures of Chris. Okay. See, it's just not as interesting. I'm just gonna make this one brighter. And see, it's a little bit cold. I'm not a big fan. There. Turn down the thing here. Yeah, not bad. It's not bad. He'll post it. It's not my favorite, but you know, I'm gonna turn down the contrast a little bit. Bring up the tint. No, say too much, man. I'll do 17. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. This is a funny picture. This one's actually pretty well lit compared to the other ones. Again, I'm powering through because I'm tired. Oof, God. You can see it's just a little bit too warm again. There you go. Yeah, this is how it's done. Love his look with the navy blazer and then the jeans. Something that is and it doesn't feel too corporate, you know. I don't know. I mean, it helps he's wearing the white socks and the loafers. You know, knit tie. It's supposed to like a super silky like satiny tie. And then of course the baseball cap on him. So, yeah. There we go. Hands in pockets, a good casual attitude when you're wearing tailoring. I think he blinked here. Let's check it out. Let's zoom. Yeah, I'm gonna delete that one. I might delete this one too because he's like half talking. That's the best we could do. So let's do some of the rest of the stuff. So I already feel like I've copied this one pretty well. Oh, forgot. We almost forgot his detail shot. He also had a detail shot just like Spencer. So I'm going to get this one. And we have it on the cuffs here. He has like a little turn back cuff. It's really cool. Really cool photo. I don't even think I have to crop this one, honestly. Yeah, that's a cool detail menswear shot. Anyway, so let's do these point and shoot cameras. This one's okay. I mean, it feels a little bit... You know, I could turn down the contrast to make it less severe or turn off the clarity of it all, but I feel like it's already going to be there, honestly. Might as well just kind of lean into it, unless you want to like add to the flash, which is before and after. See, it's kind of fine. I feel like it's just a little bit less saturated, maybe, but I'm going to turn down the tint again. It's a little bit bright, honestly. I mean, that's what happens when you have a flash camera, you know? Like, it's just, that's just the effect of it. There's me, kind of drunk, playing Time Crisis, which is pretty funny. I'm actually just gonna crop it like this. I think that that's pretty funny. I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna keep that. Let's go over. You got my friends talking right here. I'm just gonna straight up just, yeah, put the preset on it. Turn up the contrast. There you go. Doesn't that look like it could be film? Maybe. I mean, true people will know. I mean, again, it's not really meant to to do film as in like, oh, I'm making this past this film. It's more like getting inspired by film. Like, that's what this whole thing is about. There's me playing Time Crisis, the very beginning of it. Kick some ass. There's Chris playing Pac-Man. He died like immediately, which is pretty funny. But I'm gonna turn down the exposure. There you go. Point and shoot digital cameras, man, they are the shit. Especially because they're not good at focusing, and it makes it look like, you know, like it's a fun vibe, honestly. So you can see here again, my edit for these point and shoot ones is not a lot. Again, especially because these point and shoot ones are taking it in JPEG compared to the RAWs of earlier. So there's not much you can really do here, but it's fun to kind of, you know, add to the aesthetic a little bit. So here's a before, here's an after, just to kind of make it more substantial and intentional with the contrast and the editing, just, you know, just to give it some character than just a flat image. I mean, it's not bad, but again, not my favorite on this one. I'm gonna turn down the exposure. Turn this up, maybe turn up the tint. I don't know. I'm gonna crop in closer on this so we get more of the Time Crisis stuff. Yeah, you can see the original vibrance is really vibrant, so I'm gonna turn down the vibrance on it to what I thought it was. So yeah, here's a before, here's an after. Again, just very minimal stuff on this, just to give it some character to it, you know. But yeah, we got this fun picture of Spencer and then walking down the stairs. Boom, yeah, this is not bad. It's a little cold, so I think I could get away with some more yellowish tint or greenish tint on this. I could make it brighter if I wanted to, you know, to get that film aesthetic, or the flash aesthetic. This is what the room looked like actually without it. I might have to edit that, but this was funny. I'm gonna punch in here because it's taking a little bit wide. But yeah, I don't know if we can say this on camera, but this is some graffiti that I thought was funny. Yeah, there we go. I think adding in some brightness to it adds to the flash, since the flash is kind of far. But turn down the vibrance just a little bit. Turn down the tint, maybe turn down the temperature. I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good right here. And since my friends are doing the same thing. See, when I take the picture, it's a little bit more intentional, right? See, I punched in closer, but when my friends take a picture of me, it's always so far. you know? So, I mean, it's not bad. Again, I don't mind cropping, as you saw that I could do, but yeah, it's a little bit different. You can see I guess the styles in how someone takes a photo is different. So here's another picture of me and the boys. It's a little bit different. Again, the editing is, the framing is different. Not much we really can do with this photo because it's not taken with us in the middle of it. I could maybe punch in slightly, but we're already on the bottom, so it's not the best, right? So turn this over this way. Man, God, I want to take a break already, but I'm so close to being finished, guys. This is kind of fun. Anyway, kind of a fun thing. I'm glad you guys are here to watch me, whoever's watching, and if you're watching in the future, thank you for stopping by, honestly. I like this, if you guys ever curious about how I take photos, this is it right here, honestly. Yeah. This is what I do in my free time, and again, it takes a while. I've already been doing this for like an hour, or maybe a little bit more. And yeah, just because I want it to fit within my head. It's kind of like making an outfit. You really want it to work. This is pretty good. This is a great photo. Love it. Again, when you add the editing to it, just makes it a little bit more interesting, even if it's still just a JPEG, just because it's, again, shot with a point and shoot camera with low quality. It's still fun to, again, make it close to what you want. There's this one, which is a little bit tougher to do, but I'm going to keep it like this because that's just what it was like in the room. So it's a little bit more of a film aesthetic, or film inspired aesthetic, I should say. I'm going to go back this way. There's some more point and shoot photos that could benefit with some editing. So like there's like stuff like this, which of course is going to be different now because of the light in this particular place. And so it's not bad. Again, I'm going to just a little bit warm. So I'm going to turn down the warmth of it all. Yeah, just some food. Just some food. Not a fan of Spencer's food, honestly. It's not that good of a picture. So, yeah. But these are fun too. These party shots here. Again, all I gotta do is add a little bit of editing to it to bring the dark sand. Maybe turn down the temperature to get it to where it is, and then the tint just a little bit. We turn down the vibrance. This actually isn't bad. I think it's pretty good. You can see here before it's kind of flat, but with the flash it makes, even if it washes out Jay a little bit, I feel like it adds to the photo. Like it makes it a little bit more like, oh, it's like a casual photo. I mean, it is. It's just, I mean, they're literally eating, but it's just, there's something about like an overblown, head, hand, or piece that just makes it, so. Yeah. Oh, see here now. Look, when I pasted this one, too cold in terms of temperature wise. See, it's just too much blue, too much of a blue hue. So I'm gonna turn this one back up here. Doesn't that feel better? Doesn't that feel better right there? Yeah. It's not bad. Better than the original, especially original with the edit. There you go. Ooh, this one's too much, right? Because Spencer, it's actually pretty well lit. So I'm just going to turn down the exposure. I'm going to turn down the contrast. This is all kind of colors. So I'm going to turn down the temperature and turn up the tint. Maybe turn up the brightness. Oh, the vibrance. There we go. Boom. Doesn't that feel cool? Just before, after. Just a little bit more intentional. Just pretty good. I mean, just a little bit more character on this one. What are you guys up to? 2 watchers. I'm sure this is just like my girlfriend and my friend Chris, whom I both really appreciate sticking around while I'm doing this. Got this. Ooh, see, temperature again, too cold. Gotta bring it back. I'm gonna reset it. Boom. I mean, even now resetting it's just fine right there. Not much else to do. Here it is. Here's the same photo, but not. I'm gonna have to return to that one in a second, because that one's not done with a flash camera. this one is. But even this one's like the flash is kind of weak, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of temperature work here. Can't really do too much of it because I think it's fine. I mean, that's just what the original one looked like anyway. But the good thing about, I guess, when they're white, there's more to work with. So turn down the temperature, turn down the exposure a little bit, maybe turn the green tint, maybe turn down the vibrance. Again, this is kind of what the original looked like anyway, so not much to do there. With the redness, again, I could go into the hues and do in the colors individual to make it as neutral as possible, or do the whole eyedropper thing, but I kind of like it just, you know, leaving it the way it is. Kind of getting thirsty. Let me get some water. Alright, let's speed through the rest of this shit so we can go to sleep, guys. Ooh, this is done on an actual DSLR camera, so you can see that. So look at that shit. So this is not right. I'm gonna reset that one since that's not the right way of doing it. But you do have point and shoot camera stuff here, so I'm gonna copy and paste this one. Oh, it's already warm. It's already so warm in this place. Can't do much because it's a JPEG, so I'm just gonna turn down the vibrance. And maybe turn the tint. I don't know. There's not much you could do with this one just because it's so JPEG-y already, and it's such a warm place. The flash didn't do jack shit to it, man. So I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna keep the picture because I like this picture of the boys, but I'm gonna skip it. Not too much. Here, you got some flash in here. Again, this whole place that we took it at is just really, really warm with the lights. You got the redness on the wooden floor here. So I'm gonna turn down the exposure. Can't do much because he's already kind of just washed out. But this is mainly to focus on the suit. So I'm gonna, the tint's a little bit yellow or green, so I'm gonna bring up the tint just a little bit, and it's fine. Again, it's just black. Doesn't really need to do too much here. Let's copy and paste this over. So many photos that I've taken. Yeah, see, this is tough because, you know, not too much you can do when you when this is all you have on this. But yeah, see, this could be good. Here, let's take a look at this one. These ones have good flash on it, so you know it's gonna be. There you go. That's cool. So I'm gonna do some of that. Gonna bring back the vibrance a little bit. Maybe turn down the tint. Turn it back down the vibrance. Turn down the shadows. I don't know. I mean, this is pretty fine for what it is. The light's a little bit green. I'm gonna bring back up the tint. There we go. Yeah, it's fine. Not much you can do with it. Again, these are in such an odd place that you know, can't do too much with it. You have a good flash camera. Oh, this one's gonna be tough here. So I'm gonna turn this down. Go like this. What else here? Not really much else I can do here either. I mean, before, after, I feel like there's too much clarity on this. I'm gonna turn that off. And then I don't know, it's the vibrance maybe. I mean, the vibrance, bringing back the vibrance. It's not bad. It's a little bit, you know, the new one's a little bit too green, maybe a little bit too highlighted, but again, it's like a flash point and shoot, right? It's like film. Can't really do too much with it. Before, I feel like here it's just a little bit better. I don't know if I'll keep it like this. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. I really don't know on that one. Oh, then we're back to Spencer. See how much different these ones are? It's just so much better to shoot on that one, but then of course you lose out on the fun aspect that is the flash point and shoot. You just have so much. These ones don't look like they're a point like with the flash, so looks like we already have those ones done. Oh, here's some more flash ones so they can edit. Yeah, like look at that. That looks so like film, man. I mean, again, not really, but the idea of it's there. Like again, when you have the original here, here's the before. You know, it's kind of boring, and then you add the edit to it. Just a little bit of greenness to it, a little bit of contrast. Don't even have to deal with the highlights. You could make it more, but I wouldn't. you know, +2, a little bit of shadow, and boom. And of course, a little bit of raising the darks here on the tone curve. I love this photo. I'm going to crop it just to make it a little more interesting to focus on Spencer. I love it. It's so good. See, sometimes flash point and shoot cameras work really well when everything else is dark. If it's not there, it's just not great. Ooh, this is kind of a vibe, literally. So, yeah. Yeah, see when you do it that, I mean, this one's not bad either, honestly. But you can see here, but the background isn't as dark. You start to get really weird stuff with the white balance or the coloring of it, because now what you do is going to start affecting the background in a weird way, and the skin tones are going to like, you know, work with it. It's supposed to, like, you know, when it's, even though this one has like a yellowish tint, the fact that the background is so dark is pretty good. It doesn't really call into mind anything, but here, now that you see more of it, it's real. And the table and the white of the cup, now Spencer looks a little bit odd compared to that, right? So that's why it's a little bit tougher. That's why I sometimes have to turn down the vibrance to kind of equalize that idea out. Maybe bring up the exposure so to bring in to make the whites of his skin just a little bit more, and bring the contrast to make it, you know, make it a little bit darker and edgier. And then there. See, this isn't bad, right? Much better than it was like when I first copied and pasted the thing. And then here's the return video, a photo of me. And again, I have a different skin tone than Spencer. I've got, you know, I'm a little Asian guy. So it's a little bit different, a little bit of a different ball game here. You know, I feel like if I lower the vibrance, I start to lose my natural skin tone, which I know is a little bit on the browner, like the tanner side. And so I can't just, you know, reduce the stuff here. Before, it's kind of, you know, pretty flat here. Afterward, again, it's, you know, a little bit yellowish, a little bit warm maybe, but it feels more intentional. You know, again, before, after, just a little bit of an interesting to it. Okay, copy. I want to use this for this one, which of course the flash kind of got the wrong things in focus here, you know, so can't really do too much on this one because I'm already in the background. You can see here again, when the flash doesn't hit your skin tone, it makes it tough to edit. Sorry. Like again here, when I do the exposure stuff here, like it starts to make my skin get all pinkish. But when I don't have as much light, it starts to get orangish, right? See, when the flash isn't as directed at the subject of the photo, what makes it easy to look at is, you know, I'd be editing for this cup here, but I'm not. I'm editing for my skin to make it more interesting, and not more interesting, but to you know, make sure it's done right. And there's just too much work to be done with this particular one, so probably gonna have to skip it. But let's try a point and shoot one that's not a flash. So this is not done with that. See, if you do see the flash one doesn't really work as well. You know, it's too yellow. Could also just take down this and turn up the tint. And that's not too bad. I mean, that's probably close to what it was originally, as you can see here. I could maybe crop it just a slight amount, just so it's closer there. Again, these ones are kind of fun to do, but again, they're not real. They don't really require that much, not skill. Skill's not the right word, but like, I guess precision. This is pretty good. I like this. It's kind of Ethan walking that way. This is a church. So, again, before, after. Not a huge deal, but I'll keep it because it's kind of a fun photo. So, this is me in motion again. Again, I'm not a huge fan of this. I could make it more yellow, but everything else is so yellow already. Not really great to do. Yeah. Sometimes I just mess with the temperature just a little bit. There we go. It's not bad. I'll copy it. I'm going to put it right here on this photo of Spencer. Let's see if this one's better at editing. Nope. See, look at that. Boom. It's so pinkish. Turn down the tint on this. Turn down the exposure on this. Turn down the temperature on it. Maybe I should... Ugh, I don't like this as much. I'm gonna... There you go. I think the original one was a lot better on it. It took me a while to get there. I forgot how many edits I did on this. I'm gonna lower the vibrance a little bit. There you go. And make... There it is. Maybe I'll have to do the same for this one. There we go. Not too bad here. Again, it's a little bit kind of visco-y, but it's, again, I'm working with what I got. I'm going to make it more yellow. There we go. Whew. Let's see this one. This is a cool shot. This one looks like it could be on film, and we can make it like that. Let's just turn down this. Boom, doesn't that look cool? Looks like film almost. I could make the tint a little bit better, but I kind of like the yellowish tint to it. So, man, I'm getting sleepy, guys. You guys getting sleepy? Oh man, I'm sleepy. I wanna knock out. I wanna go to sleep, but I can't yet because I want to edit all these photos, man. So much photos to do. This is a funny one. I'm gonna keep it like this one right here. Out of focus, but of course it makes it kind of fun. Yeah, these aren't my favorite to do because of how much this is in that that warm place. Again, can't really do much of anything on these guys. You know, I guess what I can do is just make it a little bit brighter to make it a little more intentional, but I'm not surprised that these don't work. This is a fun one with Spencer. Ooh, I like this. Probably turn down the exposure. No, I like the exposure on this. I think it's pretty good here. I just have to turn the highlight, maybe turn down the contrast. No, contrast is good on there. I actually kind of like the full length on this because you get the hat blocks in the background there, but I'll punch in just slightly on this. Yeah, these aren't bad. Ah, God, I might have to just fall asleep on you guys. Oh, this one's a little cold. I'm gonna bring up this. There we go. I like. Ooh, that one's kind of fun. Yeah, this is tough. Maybe I have to copy and paste some more stuff. I'm gonna return to this old Chris photo. Turn on the contrast. The vibrance can be back to normal. It's not bad here. Again, not my favorite, but yeah. Oh God, I'm falling asleep. Might have to call this one a little bit early for you guys, but hopefully this was interesting. Blog post soon, I think. Let's see here how I could do this one. Oh, I like this. So here's our photo. I'm gonna bring in the outside 2 one that I copy and pasted over. You can see here it's not that great. Doesn't really work too well, but let's have a fun challenge. So I'm gonna turn on the vibrance. Turn down the temperature. Maybe bring up the exposure. I'm gonna turn down the... There we go. See, the closer we go on the vibrance, right? I mean, the lower we go on the vibrance, the more normal it seems compared to, not the original, but like what it should be, you know? But now, it's a little bit purplish, so I'm gonna turn down the... There we go, the tint. Maybe make this brighter again. Oh, nope. Let's go there. Go this way. No. Gotta keep going with the tint. Yeah. Some soft clarity on it, not too much. But yeah, how's that? Again, you get it looks like a natural film pic because I just shot it so quick with the switch in my settings. Because we were just taking it earlier in a different time of the day. Um, and so you get some of this action, which again isn't too bad. So again, it's not great because we're not really working with a lot of light, but I think it's fine. Facial reaction. But yeah, not too much you could do because of the way the lighting is already. Delete this one. He's a little too friendly in this photo, actually. Whew. God, there's so much left. I'm probably gonna head out now. Well, thank you guys for joining me. Hope you guys had a great Christmas. Hopefully this was interesting to you. I'm gonna turn my heater back on. Probably not gonna knock out, but hope you guys enjoy this photography stream. I try to include a little bit more variety this time around, so you can see how I edit with different stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. I think it's already Monday, but back to work, kind of. But yeah, all right, guys. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Thank you for those watching. Thank you to JSUS for being the only person who messaged something to me, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys like it. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.